off with a meditation. And we wrote this song to help get ourselves centered. It's really an intentional breathing song. I mean, there's a space in there for you to breathe, but almost at the end of every line, just feel free to take a giant breath. Because once we leave here, the craziness is out there. And now is our time to center. So if you're comfortable, close your eyes and sit in an open position, whatever makes you happy. Before the craziness begins, I breathe deep and go within. Here I am, an empty cup. I pray, God, please fill me up. Help me see your grand design. Lead me to a quiet mind. Right now I have all I need. All that's left to do is breathe. Before the craziness begins, I breathe deep and go within. Here I am, an empty cup. I pray, God, please fill me. Help me see your grand design. Lead me to a quiet mind. One more time, I breathe you in. Before the craziness begins. Just take a couple of deep breaths. And whenever you're ready, open your eyes and come back to us. Hello. So in the Japanese art of kintsugi, when there's a cracked, damaged, broken vase, they don't throw it away or hide it in some dark basement. As a matter of fact, they fill the cracks with gold, and then they proudly put them on display because they say it's the brokenness that makes them more valuable and more beautiful.
Yeah. So this morning's talk is entitled Beautiful Brokenness. And we're going to just explore some of the ways that we might have seen ourselves as broken, or perhaps others viewed us that way. And the idea for this talk got started a few years back when we were visiting over in Scotland, a very lovely place to be. And there we were in a small town, in a very small house, doing a really small house concert.
To very small people, they were only about this big. No, they were not.
And right there in the audience in front of us was a most beautiful man. And we asked his name, and he told us his name was Meckel, which we discovered was the Scottish pronunciation of Michael. And so Michael shared with us that he really resonated with our song, Beautiful Brokenness. And we were very taken with Michael's accent, I have to tell you. So after the concert, we said, would you honor us and read a portion of Beautiful Brokenness for us and let us record it? So we'd like to share Michael with you now.
From the shattered pieces of a life tattered and torn, something lovely rises up, and I have been reborn. Day by day I wake to someone I have never seen. Who'd have guessed that I could ever love someone like me? Beautiful brokenness, love will always win. Beautiful brokenness, that's how the light gets in.
Isn't that beautiful?
That's the best accent ever. Yeah, so we get to do some really fun traveling to some great places, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
And a while back, we had 2 Sundays booked in the Lake Tahoe area. So what were we to do except spend a week in Lake Tahoe? Oh, life is tough. Somebody's got to do it. But I said to Stowe, well, but where can we stay?
And I said, my cousin Claire lives there.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we invited ourselves to stay with Cousin Claire for a week. And she turned out to be just a lovely person and a fabulous hostess. She fed us 3 healthy meals a day. And well, it turns out that Claire is an interfaith minister. So on Wednesday, Stowe came to me in the morning and said, well, Claire is doing a group meditation class tonight, and I'm going. Do any of you have that committee that in your head that speaks to you? You know that one? Mine goes kind of nuts and thinks, group meditation? Well, how do you do group meditation and you suck at meditation anyway? Boy, I did not want to go. But how could I not go? Claire was so wonderful to us. So I went. And there were about 8 of us sitting in a circle. And Claire announced that it was going to be a different kind of group meditation class, and it was going to be surrounding poetry. Poetry? We don't get poetry. Me. I mean, they just went nuts. It was my intention to take a nap for the following hour. It was absolutely not my intention to be moved by this one poem that was read 4 times. Each of the 4 times this poem was read, I sobbed harder. I was a big snotty mess by the time this was over. I really feel like my life was changed that evening. And we got permission from the incredible Welsh poet David White to borrow 2 lines from his poem to write this song we're going to share with you. Are there any other type A folks in the room? Let me see my sisters and brothers of type A-ness. And being a type A New Thought person is even worse, right? Have we done our affirmations loud enough, long enough, Stowe? Did we pick the right magazine to get our pictures for our vision board? Oh no, what if we didn't? We're so hard on ourselves. To the point of exhaustion, I would say. And I felt like in this beautiful moment in that evening that I and we were being given permission to simply relax and breathe into the knowing that whoever and wherever we are right now in this moment is exactly who and where we are supposed to be. In this moment now, I lay all struggle down, searching for, wanting more. Now at last I'm free. These words are enough. This breath is enough. Oh, what joy to breathe the air of sweet relief. Letting go, no need to know. All will be revealed. These words are enough. This breath is enough. Once a veil of mystery, I close my eyes to see. Perhaps the greater plan is knowing that I am enough. Thank you.
So back in 2008, I did not know that I was enough. That was the year that I was diagnosed with stage 3 rectal cancer, which is a real pain in the arse. And I was told right from the start, the doctor said, Stowe, there is a high probability that you are going to lose your rectum. And I said, no, I will not let go of this very important body part. I mean, how else would I be anal retentive? So fast forward 2 years after trying chemo and radiation and almost dying from that, I weighed, and all things alternative, I weighed 50 pounds less than I weigh now. And I had been recommended for hospice. And I knew that I was at the end of my journey. And the sad part for me was that it appeared to me that I was about to die with my music still inside me. Because for way too much of my life, I allowed fear to sabotage my dreams. I was afraid that my voice or my songs or my guitar playing weren't good enough. And really, just deep down, it just felt like that I wasn't good enough. But I learned the hard way that fear is really toxic to our body. And my body took all the fear that I put into it, and it said, if you're not going to live your life, you're going to lose it. And it took me 2 years of having that cancer and coming this close to the edge of dying before I finally got this message that fear doesn't stop you from dying. It stops you from living. And after all is said and done, I find that even without a rectum, you can still be anal retentive. So, and you know what else I learned?
What?
How it's going to turn out is not for us to know. Life is a mystery. Enjoy the show. I met him on the south side of the Pensacola Pier, a solitary soldier of the sea. He looked to be 100, but his eyes were crystal clear, and when he spoke, I swear he saw inside of me. He said, you're trying to figure out the wherefores and the whys. Isn't life supposed to be a big surprise? And how it's gonna turn out, it's not for us to know. Life's a mystery. Enjoy the show, everything will be okay. In the end, my friend, if it's not okay, it's not the end. I took a breath and let it out and felt a little peace. His wisdom seemed to soothe my troubled soul. And that weight there on my shoulders finally took its leave when I let go of trying to keep control. The old man smiled at me and said it was never in your hands. Don't you think it makes God laugh when we make plans? And how it's gonna turn out, it's not for us to know. Life's a mystery. Enjoy the show, everything will be okay. In the end, my friend, if it's not okay, it's not the end. The truth washed over me like some sweet song. Deep down inside, I guess I knew it all along. How it's gonna turn out, it's not for us to know, no. Life's a mystery, ooh yeah. Enjoy the show, everything will be okay. In the end, my friend, if it's not okay, hey, if it's not okay, it's not the end. No, no. Thank you. Well, it's been said that the body is the temple of our soul. And I definitely learned during my journey that this temple is really important. And if you want to stay here on this earth plane, taking care of it is paramount, right? So I'm looking around here today. I see we have some beautiful temples. If you're able, if you're willing, would you stand up and shake your temple? Oh yeah, come on now. Woo! My body is the temple of my soul. My body is the temple of my soul. I know I can't abuse it, 'cause I don't wanna lose it. My body is the temple of my soul. Oh, I used to think a body's just a body. Yeah, a handy place to hang my clothes.
I didn't treat it nice, no, I was naughty.
Aw,
But Lord, I've changed my ways, 'cause heaven knows.
thank God. My body is the temple of my soul. Yeah, my body is the temple of my soul. I know I can't abuse it, 'cause I don't wanna lose it. My body is the temple of my soul. Oh, when I was young, I didn't wanna hear it.
But every year I'm closer to the truth.
It's all connected, body, mind, and spirit.
Oh, so good God, you mean no jumbo baby Ruth?
No!
Because my
Body is the temple of my soul. My body is the temple of my soul. I know I can't abuse it, 'cause I don't wanna lose it. My body is the temple of my soul. So that makes it a vessel, holy and special.
to harness its powers, I'll get my 8 hours. Less emails
And text
more dancing,
and sex.
in all things moderation.
Less work
More vacation, more veggies and fruit.
for this body suit.
But most of all, please, everybody,
Remember to breathe. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. My body is the temple of my soul. Yeah, yeah, yeah. My body is the temple of my soul. No, my body is the temple of my soul. Ooh, my body is the temple of my soul. I know I can't abuse it, 'cause I don't wanna lose it. My body is the temple of my soul.
I've only got one of it.
Ooh, it's up to me to love it. My body is the temple of my soul. Ooh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Ooh, y'all are good.
Thank you.
Yeah. Some shaky temples. I like it.
Well, we are going to share a song from my prehistoric era. Get it? Oh, yeah.
Where do you come up with this stuff?
I don't know. But this is a song about my mama, and I just want to share a few things. Hey, John, could you do me a favor and turn me up ever so slightly in there? I'm starting to lose my chops here. So I want to tell you a little bit about my mama. First of all, she was the quintessential Jewish mother. I'm actually a nice Jewish girl from El Paso, Texas, which always makes people laugh. I don't. And I've been a Unity student now for over 30 years. I think of myself as a Junity person. So anyway, she was that, and also she was a Leo. Who else in the room? Show me, who's a Leo? And you know how you guys are. And that's how she was, too. She was also really smart. She was a member of Mensa, the Society for Genius IQ people. She was very, very proud of her smarts. She was a fabulous artist. She made pottery and paintings, and I don't know if you can see this ring, but she made this ring. She was something. She ended up living, her beautiful little temple lasted till she was 92. But I'm telling you that in the last 8 years of her life, I could see no beauty. I only saw the brokenness, and boy, there was a lot of brokenness, so it seemed to me. She ended up legally blind from macular degeneration, so no more art. And she ended up living in a dementia care unit. And I have to tell you, in spite of these 30 years of these wonderful unity teachings, where it has been proven to me time and time again that everything happens for a reason. And not only that, that there is perfection in everything, but I could not find the perfection in what was happening to my mama. So I went to some very dark places and railed at God. This is so mean, this is so unfair. The good news is I didn't stay there long, because I thought about these principles, but I said, okay, if there's perfection in this, you got to show it to me. And I was sent this song, which did just that. So we want to send this out to any of you who have been on a similar journey with a parent or a partner, a friend or loved one, and especially if you're making that journey right now. We know that you need some special love and attention, and we hope this brings you some comfort. This is the woman who had all the answers, the one I would lean on for comfort, for strength. She's never forgotten one grandchild's birthday. Now she can't remember my name, and it makes me so angry. I shake my fist and cry out to the heavenly one. Why would you play such a cold-hearted trick? I thought your job was to love. And the answer came down from above. She's gonna fly when her time here is through. First she'll have to let go of some things she can't use. 'Cause people and places, memories and faces are just way too heavy, it seems, to carry on angels' wings. This is the woman who saw things so clearly, the one who could pick out one crumb on the floor. She saw through a white lie, saw me through love's eyes. She hardly can see anymore. And it makes me so sad, and it just isn't fair. Why should so much be taken away? But when I cry out for all that she's lost, I silently hear someone say, she's gonna fly when her time here is through. First she'll some things she can't use. 'Cause people and places, memories and faces are just way too heavy, it seems, to carry on angels' wings. And oh, the wonder she'll see, and I know she'll remember to watch over me. She's gonna fly when her time here is through. First she'll have to let go of some things she can't use. 'Cause people and places, memories and faces are just way too heavy, it seems, to carry on angels' wings. To carry on angels' wings. Love note. If you are going through a difficult time with one of your parents now, if you have become the parent and they the child, if they are not who they were and you find yourself confused, stressed, and angry, I understand. I know this is not easy. And it's all right. And it's perfect. Breathe. Cry. Go to a ridiculous movie. Take a walk. Find a support group. Consume moderate amounts of chocolate. And take good care of yourself. My heart is with you. Thank you. Thank you. So that little love note lives in my book along with the CD with that song and a bunch of others. And I have asked Stowe to share my favorite couple of pages from her book. And I just want to tell you that in these few pages, you are going to see why I adore this woman, why she is my sister from another mister, why my husband calls her wife number 2. So is it story time?
It is.
Okay.
Yeah, so back when I got that diagnosis, you know, when the doctors spoke those words to me, it seemed like that this could be a fatal disease. And so I knew right away what I had to do, and that was I put all the focus on my body because I could see that my body was broken and in need of healing. But along the way, I found that there was something else in me that was broken and in need of healing. And that was the wounds of my soul. And I got a glimpse of that when I was visiting with this woman down in Florida who does healing work. And I just want to share an excerpt from a conversation that we had. She said, "Do you love yourself, Stowe? I mean, really love yourself?" "Yes," I answered too quickly. She studies me. Over the last few months, I've learned that Marilyn is one of those special people who has not only the gift of healing, what some call laying on of hands, but she also has the ability to see beyond the surface, perhaps what's called the gift of knowledge. In other words, she intuitively knows what people are thinking. When I look in her eyes, she smiles, and I have the feeling she is on to me. "You know," she says, "right now, you look just like your daughter, Grace." "Oh, thanks. That's quite a compliment." Yeah, she's a special little girl. Again, Marilyn studies me. She leans in closer. "You've told me about your past, Stowe, how your mother died when you were young, and how your father put you and your brother into foster care. And I know you were abused emotionally and sexually. I can only imagine that throughout all of that, you must have felt abandoned, unloved. Yes, my voice is barely a whisper. And perhaps as a child, you thought that if the world didn't love you, if your family didn't love you, maybe you didn't deserve to be loved. My jaw tightens and I lower my eyes. The room suddenly feels hot. Am I right? I nod slowly. Okay, Stowe, I want you to do something for me. Close your eyes and imagine a few of the bad things that happened to you as a child. Can you do that? Yes? All right. Now, I want you to imagine those things happening to Grace. No, I cry out suddenly. Tears sting my eyes. This is an unbearable thought. Marilyn reaches out to me, placing her hand on mine. Okay, now I want you to see yourself as you see Grace, to picture the beautiful child that you are. Love her like you love Grace. All my life I tried to hide the cracks within my soul. God forbid that you should see what no one else should know. Day by day it wore me down, this aching pain inside. I had no choice but to set free what would not be denied. Beautiful brokenness, love will always win. Beautiful brokenness, that's how the light gets out here in the open. I have freed my soul. Somehow being broken has made me beautiful brokenness. Love will always win. Beautiful brokenness, that's how the light gets
Thank you. So we want to take you back to Scotland. The day after our Scottish house concert, we heard from Michael. And he wanted to share something with us, and this is what he wanted to share, that 35 years before, right there in the small town of Prestwick, Ayrshire, a small remote part of Scotland with, he shared with us, a very small village mentality, he had been born Michelle. And he had lived the next 34 years of his life in great pain and confusion and feeling very broken because his outsides did not match his insides, and he knew something was wrong. And just a year before, he had very bravely completed the steps to fill his broken places with gold and to become the beautiful man he always knew that he was.
So now that you know the rest of the story, we'd like to share Michael with you once more.
From the shattered pieces of a life tattered and torn, something lovely rises up, and I have been reborn. Day by day I wake to someone I have never seen. Who'd have guessed that I could ever love someone like me? Beautiful brokenness, love will always win. Beautiful brokenness, that's how the light gets in.
So, in closing, we just want to remind you to always take time before you go out into the craziness, to center, to breathe, to listen.
Celebrate who you are. Be who you were born to be, for therein lies the gold.
And know that wherever you are on your journey, you are enough.
And if it's not okay, it is not the end.
And take care of your body temples, because each one of you is a beautiful, amazing work of art.
And remember that it is our unique and precious scars that make us more valuable and more beautiful.
And
so it is.
Thank you.